I think every man should learn to make the best of their
Situation.
situation they're in,
Mm.
whatever circumstance you have. Because the reality is, for the most part, people who are married, you find them more so, you know, wanting to be single, and or people in relationship, you find them wanting to
What?
be single,
Yes.
and people who are single, you
They want
find
to
them wanting
be.
to be. So the it's it's a matter of having a skill to make the best of your situation.
But what was the characteristic when you are looking for a woman, right?
Hmm.
What was the characteristic or did you ever imagine the girl that you might end up with might have? Or for so I don't put you on the spot. Or for us who are still, I don't want to say straight, but to go to Visimu Kiwanja, what kind of characteristics should we be looking for to be able to make it to 10 years?
Appreciation and accountability. If you can find a person who's appreciative and accountable, that's a person you can build with. Because in every industry and in every business, there's somebody making billions and billions of dollars. There's somebody making millions and millions of dollars. So when somebody just comes and tells you, "Oh, don't do real estate because real estate is old and nobody does real estate. If you want the new thing is cryptocurrency, that's how you make money." They just failed
They just
in real
fell, yeah.
estate, or they don't know what they're talking about. So in any industry that you are interested in, just study it, learn what you can bring in, learn what's missing, develop the skill, and regardless on what the industry is, as long as you are disciplined and passionate about it, well, forget passion, as long as you're really disciplined and actually want to win, you will win.
Okay. Welcome to Afroqast, guys. I'm your host, CJ King. For those whenever you subscribe, please make sure unaenda ku Afroqast una subscribe. You can find us on YouTube as Afroqast, and you can find on all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok is Afroqast. My guest today is one the guy I've known for a very long time. I met this guy more than 10 years ago. He's a husband, he's a father, he's a businessman. And the reason he eliminated Leo is because he's doing something that I'm so proud of. And I just wanted to know more about it so we can kuelimisha jamii yetu. So this conversation is going to be in both language. So I hope you can follow us. Same thing, just make sure you follow us whatever language you feel comfortable. For some, they know him as a J. So some, they know him as a Mable. I call him Diamond Platinum.
Yeah.
Jay, welcome to Afroqast, man. It's been a long time.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Definitely proud of what you're doing. This is where you can get a lot of us to come here, a lot of people share knowledge with each other. Definitely great conversations. I look forward to it.
Man, it's gonna be a good conversation. I've been trying to get you for a long time, man.
Oh yeah, man. We've been trying to do this for a while, right? I think
almost a year, 6 months.
I think it actually been a little more than that.
Yeah.
I remember when we first spoke about this was when when I had just got off the road. A year after I had just got off the road, so that's probably like 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah. So for people who have no idea what you're doing, can you give us just a little bit? I know we're gonna talk more about it, but nataka nijue to just a little bit detail of what you're doing right now. Because in our community, we have a lot of young people doing so many things.
Yeah.
Oh, they're making money, but they can't tell you what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
And you, as Chokomole Miaka, where you're role model of vijana, like I say, you are fathers. So I know you have more knowledge to share with this youngster we
Yes.
call Gen Z. So just for a little bit, what are you currently doing?
Well, first and foremost, I'm a proud father and a proud man to a beautiful woman. So, the long of the short of what I do is I help people and teach people how to build legacy through real property. And I just believe that real property is one of the ways that you can build long lasting legacy that can go even beyond life itself, because property will always be here.
Well, looks
Yeah.
like I'm gonna learn a lot because I need that myself.
Oh yes. Yes, most definitely. It's
Yeah. Um, let's start like through the new matter, right?
mhm.
Because it's not fair to jump to what we're doing
Yeah.
and to try to avoid everything else where we came from.
Oh yeah.
you know, you know. Um, back in 2000, let me just say, I'll say 13, 15
Mhm.
Apple. So because it's more like a
Yeah.
generation here to Apple
Yeah.
before se to somebody ticket. How do you remember that in a moment? At that time we thought it was chaos.
Mhm.
But now we look back to like, damn, we used to actually do this. Give people a little bit of what used to happen during that time, like the fun we used to have, the friends we used to have,
Yeah.
the closeness of the community that it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, at one point I used to think of it as though as time wasted, but as I grow and mature, I look at it as more so as time to be time that I appreciate more than at least used to in my younger days.
Mm.
Uh, the reason I say that is because during that time, when I think of it, I think of time where, man, not only did we have a lot of fun, we were close.
Mhm.
We were not just friends. Most of us felt like family. It
Yes.
felt like family. Like
Yes.
seriously, like I can remember times where um, you go for even few days without going home because you're at your friend's
Yes.
house, because it's more like a brother, you know whoever might be. And if you needed anything whatsoever, if anyone needed anything, every like you all you needed to do is make one call and
They show
somebody was
up.
there for you.
Yeah.
So
No, those are memory to be
that was a
cherished.
different time, definitely, but it was a great time.
It was a
I'd
good
say,
time. It
yeah.
was a good time. I always remember where Malik. I don't know if he used to be part of that team because Mudukwana was my sub team.
Yeah.
There's a team, but there's also
Yeah.
I know you and Malik used to be like very tight.
Oh yes,
How come
yes.
again? And I think you team me if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Like, do you guys stay in touch like the old way? Or nearly, I mean, I
Yeah.
understand as we grow,
Yeah.
you're like, hey, I hope you're doing well. Because we live in. I know
Yeah.
you live also out of state.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
by the way, he came to Texas just to see me.
Oh yes, 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 most
So
definitely.
do you guys stay in touch? Like, how's that conversation going? Consider that we're not into the stuff we used to be.
Hmm.
How's that conversation when you guys get in touch?
Well, uh, it's natural way. As time goes, things change and people move their different ways. And as people grow, also they change. So, uh, although one thing that I can say is there are those people that you grow with, but there are some people that you grow apart from. Like I'd say, like me and Malik, he's not just a friend; he's been a brother to me. So even when we go for years and years without speaking, when we meet, it's just a matter of picking up where we left off at
Yes.
and just catch up and learn from each other. The time between us doesn't just invoke conversations about, hey, you didn't stay in touch with me, this and that. No, it's more so like, hey, brother, great to see you. And we catch up and, share knowledge that we've gained between the time that we went together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good, man. It's always good to catch up with the old. old friends. Unajua sometime life gets so wrapped up into you're so busy, you tend to forget people. And it's not really you forget, it's just you have so much to do now. Kwa
Yeah, yeah,
sababu, yeah, it's life, you know. But I'm proud of I love the way the transition you made in life. Um, People will not understand unless those of us who saw you, you know, you know. And I'm not saying you, just you by yourself, all of us.
yeah,
You know, when I see people, I'm like, dang, we used to be so stupid, you know. But you see a transaction in Yelienda, and we did good, you know. We all doing our own things. Um, we may not be where we want to be, but we sure not where we used to be.
yeah,
So I love that. Um, the most memorable when I think of you, right?
yeah.
And you, the first guy, and this is your credit. I may be wrong. Who in Fort Worth made a gym be cool? I don't know if you remember that. You know, I'm not gonna go into detail because I know what follow after that. But
Yeah,
you made a gym look cool, and that's when we start calling you platinum. That's why I say some people call you platinum. You know, that's when we start calling you
yeah.
platinum because you made a gym look cool. And let me just a little bit, right? What made you start doing gym? Doing at that time?
Well, that's actually interesting. I probably haven't shared this with anyone except maybe my girl, but since I was young, I've always been a fan of like old actors like Jean Claude Van Damme, Schwarzenegger. You know the old actors, and you look the man, the
Yeah.
muscular. You know, everybody was in shape at that time. Where it's not my time as per se. You know, I was born in the '90s, but in Africa, we were always a
That's a movie we
decade.
used to watch.
Yeah, we were always a
Yes, we
decade
admire them.
behind.
Yeah.
So those movies, I grew up watching those movies,
Yeah.
and those are the actors I looked up on. So when I started growing as a teenager, I'm like, oh yeah, I wanna have a six pack too. You know, I wanna look like Jean Claude Van Damme. You know, I wanna have some muscles too. So that's really mainly what it was about. But obviously, as you grow, you started to think about health and long term well being. So, but
Okay. Yeah, no, that's good though. I mean, you worked out on your advantage. I wish I had the same motivation because my stomach is telling a different story.
oh yeah, I mean, whatever gets you in there, man. Whatever gets you, whatever inspires you. That's
I'm waiting for
yeah.
heartbreak. Yeah, heartbreak in Akwana side there, son. So
Well,
hopefully I get one.
there's a side of that story too. But
There's a
there's
side-
yeah, there's that part too. But
Okay. Um, you're a father, you know. Let's jump first. The fathers. How is it to be a father? You know, we are both fathers. I think that's something we have in common after that. uh how's it feel to be a father? How many kids do you have?
well, I'm used to it now. I'm a father of three, and my firstborn, she's man, if I get this wrong, I'm in trouble. My firstborn, she's 8 now, so I've been
Wow.
a father,
For a long
But
time.
beyond that, I also raised my sister, so to
Yeah,
speak.
yeah.
So I've kind of had an experience different than most, because my sister always kind of looked up to me, and I also always seen her as not as a daughter per se, but
Your
it's
responsibility.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay.
being a father in itself as my own children, that's a that's a different kind of love and different because you have children in different times of your life, and different children invoke different feelings in your life. So you relate to each child in their own way, and because you have them at different times. So
Okay. I
but
only have one, so I can I don't know.
yeah,
The only thing I know is like I love that little thing more than anything. So
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Wow. I mean, do you have how many daughters and how many sons?
I have two girls and one son.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
The thing about it is having a girl, having daughters invokes a feeling of like
Softness.
the love that I have for my daughters is different for my son. My daughter have
Interesting.
is like have a protective love. I want to like stay away, anything. I'm protective. With my son, is like pride love. It's like, yeah, that's my man right there.
Oh
It's like
wow.
that's some boy. And my daughter's is like, stay away. So it's
Wow.
interesting.
Now I understand. I was talking to one of my friend, and I said I have no idea how it feels to have a son,
Yeah,
but I can tell you how to have a daughter. Man, it's like she can't do anything wrong,
yeah, yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And I get in trouble with mom all the time. Why do you let her do this all the?
yeah.
I'm like, I just can't. Oh man, it's again when I was saying I was proud of you. It's like look at us now talking about being fathers, you know. But
Yeah.
it's nice, you know.
Who
And
imagined, right?
man, I've never imagined being a dad,
Yeah,
but it worked out well. I mean, it's not always the way you want it, but
yeah.
yeah. So,
Personally, I actually always, since I was younger, I didn't imagine um, uh, I didn't imagine per se being a husband, but I imagined being a father. I imagined being a father in the sense that I grew up most for the most part as the only child because my sister that follows me, she's 13 or I think 13 or 14 years younger than me.
oh
So
wow. So
for
you
the
were
most part, I kind of wanted to be around a big family because I didn't have siblings. So I always thought I'm gonna have a big family and I'm gonna have lots of kids, and
so are you gonna
I'm
have
on
more?
that trajectory. Well, if God blesses me with more.
Well, I'll take that as a yes. um, so let's move to you mentioned something you've never imagined yourself being a husband. It's not like you didn't want it; you just never see it. But you envision yourself being a father. Now you have a wife, right?
Yeah.
How first of all, how's that going? And what makes you? If I'm not wrong, I might be wrong. You got married before you had a kid, right?
Well, no,
And you
I'm
don't.
not legally married.
I mean, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I have a problem with that because for me, it's like I don't think legally is what makes marriage.
Oh no, no, not
You
at
know,
all.
for me, when I think of marriage, I think in African way.
Hmm.
We just living together, we get along. You know, we be raising our children. We everything is smooth as much as possible. You know,
Yeah.
it's not perfect because even legal people, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
That's my definition of marriage. It
Yeah.
might be different from you. Maybe you should tell me why.
Well, it's not different for myself either. I think the commitment is more important than the status because most people focus on the status,
Okay.
whether that's legal or social status. But personally, I think the commitment is more so important than anything. I mean, me and my girl have been together for 10 years. So you've been together with somebody for 10 years. I know people, a lot of people that I know, some who are close to me, who've been married and divorced, and some who've been, you know, married and divorced a couple times. And, you know, I wouldn't want, just because I went and got a paper and said I was married and then I got divorced, I wouldn't want that just for that,
No,
just
actually,
for the
that's
sake
true.
of it.
That's
So,
true. Wow,
yeah,
10 years.
yeah.
Wow. So, how did it start? How did you meet your girl?
Mm, that's interesting. you know, I met her when I moved from Texas to Tennessee, Fort Worth. Um, we met through a mutual friend, and I saw her and she was stunning, and I was like, she was mine,
Okay.
and I went for her.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how's that going? Like, is it? I mean, you know,
I mean,
are you enjoying marriage the best you can?
the best way I can
And I'm not saying as a
put it,
person.
yeah,
I'm talking about the union.
yeah, the best way I can put it is I think she's the best thing that has ever happened to me. Reason I say that is, for the sake of communication, I will use the term marriage. But marriage brings out, um, marriage puts a mirror to you, on you. So you see yourself, you grow, you get to grow in marriage. It's like you get, how do I describe it? When you've been with somebody for that long, and two people who love each other have been together for that long, um, you challenge each other, you grow together, and so that right there is something that I appreciate more than, let's say, to simply just say that I'm happy. I guess
Yeah.
it's a form of happiness,
And
but
happy. Okay, okay. I was talking to one guy
yeah.
last time we had a podcast. He said, if you see a man is happy all the time, something's wrong. A real man is supposed to be happy. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, that's
I don't know. I, c- I can understand that sentiment because I like to identify myself with terms of happiness. Like, oh, I want to be happy. I'm pursuing happiness in some form. I think more so fulfillment is what I value in life. I value fulfillment and being proud of what I'm doing and being proud of um, uh, what I have rather than being happy. Because I think, to me at least, I'm happy when I'm proud.
yes,
Yeah, when
yes.
I'm happy, but being happy does not make me proud. So, you know, when I'm proud, I would say that's my form of happiness. Uh, so the ideas of am I happy or are you pursuing happiness? Those are not ideas that I identify with personally, or nor should men.
Okay, that's good, man. That's good. Let, I will never stop. I think I've told you on the phone this. I'm proud of you. So
Appreciate that, man.
you've you guys have done a good. Not just you, but the entire team. I've always, when I get opportunity, I don't get to see everyone
Yeah,
like we used to. When I see each person, I say, "Hey, I'm proud of you. I've seen the change from you, Lake. What's that boy name? Ray.
Ray. Yeah,
And even Johnny. Tutu. All those guys, man, they're doing well. Um, Hopefully Tutu get married too. He's another one who need to get married. Timmy. You know, um, it's very hard to see young men like us being around for this long and not get in trouble.
oh
Yeah, and I think that's the number one priority. We should try to tell these kids to stay out of trouble.
yeah,
You know, um, there's a lot of things that we can do, but if you get in trouble all the time, this is hard. You know, um, let's change, right? You moved to Tennessee from Texas, and Texas was your home or your friends. How was the transition and how you fika kule once you adjust? Because I'm pretty sure that was tough. Oh, you guys there, you find your girl, everything, ukasaulika everybody.
I don't know, man. The transition was not easy. Actually, I think I told Malik. I told him that I'm gonna go and set my mom up with everything, and then I'll move back. And that
Ah,
was the plan.
oh, and
So
you
that
guys
was the plan, and you know,
and you got stuck.
and I got there, and yeah,
Okay,
I met her. The rest was history.
that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So maybe I should move. Napata bibi yangu na me on the other side. Yeah, it's because in 4 words you already know every girl. You
Yeah.
already know how they move. Ushajua huyu anatembea na huyu,
Yeah.
ashatoka na huyu. It make
Yeah, that's
uncomfortable to go meet new person.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah. But when you go to a new city, she's a brand new to you.
Yeah.
Maybe not the new, but she's a brand new car to you.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, in my culture, there's a line of thinking or a cultural way of a line of thinking that says something along the lines that if you marry, a woman in the neighborhood or a woman in the city, village or whatever, it's compared to marrying your sister or your cousin. So if you want to marry, you gotta cross
the border.
you gotta
Cross
cross
the
on the other
street.
side of the country. You can't just marry the person you grew up with.
Yeah,
So,
that's a community property.
and there's some there's some knowledge in there because think about what you was just saying. You grow up and you know all these girls, you know what they've been doing. Some of them we used to call them Sahani or Telly. I'm not gonna say names, but and then you see somebody comes in and scoops them and marries them, and you're like, man, me
Yeah.
and my brother's been through there.
It'd be through that. He's like, I can name
So
6
it's,
guys who've been there.
Yeah, so man, me and Malik used to go to a lot of weddings.
Weddings.
Not well at that time they weren't getting married yet, but we used to see a lot of guys come out of town and they come and they fall in love with.
Yeah, I'm not
And
going.
they come and brag to you and they're like, well,
I know.
you just look at your brother. It's like, there's nothing to say.
I know. I went to out of state and I met this girl. I was like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. And I went there, like, everyone knows I'm not married. So I was like, I started talking to her, we exchanged numbers and stuff. So I told my friends, I was like, hey, what do you think about that girl? Because he lives there.
Yeah.
He said, right away, he said, don't touch that. That's trash. I said, what? She looks like, I was like, no, everybody's been there. So you don't want that. I was like, oh, okay. So, but, man, it's good you guys decide to get married. It's tough for here now. We got to deal with this stupid Gen Zs. They're so young and they're so different than the girls we grew up with. But I'm glad you guys find whatever you're looking for.
I mean, I think every man should learn to make the best of
situation
they're in, whatever circumstance you have. Because the reality is, for the most part, people who are married, you find them more so, wanting to be single, or people in relationship, you find them wanting to be single, and people who are single, you find them wanting to be. So it's a matter of having a skill to make the best of your situation where you are. If you're especially a young man, it's like if you're single and there's all this Gen Z or feminists, okay, get laid.
Man, they're making
as much as you can.
They're making us cook, man.
And if you find a good one, marry her. But till then, what do you have to lose?
I was gonna ask you dating advice, but I don't know if you have any because you haven't dated in a long time. So it's like you left the field. But what was the characteristic when you were looking for a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the characteristic, or did you ever imagine the girl that you might end up with might have?
That's interesting because
so I don't put you on the spot, or for us who are still, I don't want to say straight, but to go to the same kiwanja, what kind of characteristics should we be looking for to be able to make it to 10 years?
Man, that's actually a harder question than the last one. But I think appreciation is appreciation and my mind went blank. It's appreciation and accountability. If you can find a person who's appreciative and accountable, that's a person you can build with, because it's hard to do anything really, any relationship, business, marriage, any sort of relationship with a person who can be accountable or be appreciative. So I think the best characteristic to look for is appreciation and accountability.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
I've had to drop a couple girls because they will not appreciate the little thing I was doing.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't have to do it to you for you. I'm doing because I want to.
Yeah,
but yeah, actually, I agree with that. And the honesty, So you're saying problem with vijana wengine uko now, right? Is right now I want to say is girls now they start to act like us, right? They're like, I'm not just gonna be with one person. Because some of these guys, they don't I want to settle on just one person till when they're ready.
Yeah.
So I would do the same thing because I don't want to just follow you. Show figure barabara nyaje. What do you think? What's your thought on that?
Well, you see, I think it's one of those things where, as a society, we've reached a level where, uh, first and foremost, men are weak and women are confused.
Ooh.
So no strong men gonna accept those kind of to be with that kind of woman in the first place. If men were stronger, you see it from a mile away. It's like, and you set your boundaries because you have the discipline to do so. But if men are weak, they see beautiful thing walking around in a mini skirt or
They just
her
melt.
ass out, and then just melt. They wanna tap that. It's okay to tap that, but it's not okay to keep that. So, and women get confused by that because modern society tells them that you can do and be just like a man.
Man, but they can't.
But that acts against their natural desires of wanting to be, wanting long-term commitment. Because naturally, men don't want to commit to something like that, to anyone who would act like that.
Yeah.
So it's a situation where they think that because they can attract men, they confuse it for the ability to keep a man. So kind of confuses them because there's all these men chasing them, and they feel like, oh, okay, so I can do whatever I want. I'm gonna get a man whenever I want to. And by the time it's time they decide, okay, now I'm gonna settle down. They can't find the man. And
Okay, we're about to go on break. I'm gonna ask you a question, but I need one answer. Who's the prize, man or woman?
both.
That's all right, guys. We'll be back. Welcome back to Afroqast, guys. We're taking a little water break. I was thirsty. Thirsty for success. I'm here with my brother, my friend. Nasona atakuwa mwalimu wangu, Jay. The first half we will talk about family, get to know him. But now we're about to focus more into tunajua kila mwanaume is made up based on what he does. And we get satisfied. Ukiona mwanaume uko very jealous, insecure, just know he's not doing what he want. So mwanaume ni kazi. So Jay, welcome back, man.
Thank you.
Nakurudisha nyuma kidogo, right? Kama nilisema mwanaume, kila mwanaume, what you do usually shouldn't define you, right? But it does define us because it makes you feel confident. I'm doing my own thing. I'm doing this. So, but before we touch that, right? I would like to know, when you move from here to Nashville, how was the transaction yako based on the work side? What did you do? What's the first thing you did when you got there?
Man, that would be a long story. First, I'll start by saying that when I moved to around that age, I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do. I just know that I wanted to change my life and change my family's life. That's all I knew at that time. So I did many things at that time. I'm not, I did many jobs, but I'm not the best employee because at heart, I want more.
You're entrepreneur.
Yeah, at heart, I want more. So the fact that I want more, I'm not really, I work hard. But when you get at a job and start to talk about with family, I'm like, I'm here to
I'm just
get this money,
passing
pay
time.
my bills, put some money on the side so I can start a business. So I did a lot of things here and there, but eventually everything that I did is what led me to what I'm doing now, which is real estate.
Okay. Before real estate, there's one time, if I'm not wrong, you used to own van, correct?
Yes.
How did you get into that?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, so when I was on the road, I owned my own van, so
Mm.
I didn't work for somebody at that time. My one of my brothers used to do it. Malik he owned his own van and he was driving over the road. So I thought, okay, if I'm gonna get over the road, I'm gonna go. Uh, Oh, before I even got to that, actually, I wanted to get my CDL, and I
Mm.
went to school to get my CDL, and
Oh, you did?
yeah, I went to school to get my CDL, and then I learned that my license was suspended over a ticket that I had that I forgot about. So I was like, ah, man, how else do I do it? I'm like, okay, so I gotta. The other way I could do it is to find a job, a driving job that I don't have to get a CDL. So I looked a couple of online for some jobs. None of them were paying good, and then I came across the owner operator box trucks friends, and
Mm.
and then I remember them. Okay, my brother used to do this, so I asked him about it. He told me the process, and then from that point on, I saved some money, got my first van, I, and I got on the road. But when I got on the road, the problem was, I had a young family, I had a child. It, it wasn't it wasn't a good fit for me at the time, but obviously I wanted to grow it. So I figured, okay, I'll buy a couple of vans, and then um, after that, I'll get off the road and then put some other drivers in them. But it didn't work out as planned. So that business in particular failed. It didn't fail because of the industry. It mostly failed because you know I lacked the experience, the knowledge to manage, because I went from within a span of a year or so. Uh, I went from being an employee to having four employees,
Mm.
and you know, and then I didn't have the talent or the skill to pick good employees. So they were in and out. So that in and out of, they come 3 months, they're gone, they come 3 months, they're gone. It was just a little bit too much for me at the time to deal with. So I kind of thought, and then I, kind of was like, blamed the industry. But looking back now, it's a bit different now. I realized that I lack the skill to pick good employees,
Man,
and that's what really just led to that business kind of failing. So I transitioned into real estate because I wanted to be closer to home anyway.
I feel like we have a similar story on that.
Oh yeah.
So,
What was your experience like?
man, I was working somewhere. Like I said, I'm not a good tool working for someone. Even though I'm working for someone now, but I'm terrible. I'm always late. I don't know. I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
But at some point, I met one of my school colleague, and he was making money. And he asked me, "How much you making?" And I told him. He said, "What? I don't even make that in I make more than that in a week." I said, "What?" I said, then he said, "Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm doing box trucks and stuff." He was from Kenya. I said, "Well, I don't know. I don't think that I've never thought about it, but." I spoke with Malik back in 2016. I don't know if you remember this. And we talked about it. We spoke about trying to get into FedEx van. We just he never went through it. But in my mind, I had that information stuck in my head somewhere. Like, is it possible? So when this guy talked to me, I was like, oh, that information came back. And that was 2020. Is that what COVID? 2020?
I think so,
I
man. Time
think so.
flies.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I think it was
So
around that time.
I told him, like, how can I get in? He told him, but I told him, hey, he told me, gave me the information. He said, he was a driver for someone too. He
Yeah.
said, but I can connect you with someone who can teach you, blah, blah, blah. I said, my goal is not to be someone's driver. I can do for a short period of time, but I'll go have my own company and everything because I knew the type of job I usually work. I know how those business work. So I was like, and I was working straight up in that industry. So I went on, got my own stuff and did my own thing. Was working for a while, but a lot of stress. And same thing happened to you. I couldn't pick drivers. Every time I get drivers, they do something.
Yeah.
They're always late. They never do the maintenance, like
Yeah.
check a vehicle before they drive.
Yeah.
Zote zikalongo.
Yeah.
So I lost like almost $200,000 overnight.
Oh yeah.
So you know, it's the same thing. Go issue. Yeah. So after Lunguza, I lost all that money, and I moved on. But I never look as a failure. I look as something that I learned, because now every time I think of a business, I have to put more thought into it. You know. Also, I understand it's not easy to build a business. I respect all these multi-million-dollar company, billion-dollar company we work for. I really, really respect them now, because you understand, like, it's not easy. You know. Yeah. So for those who think of starting a business, kutafuta watu watakufanyia kazi is very, 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 very imperative.
Yes.
Because
Definitely.
if you messed up, one person can take you down. Because you have to be able to trust someone with your business before atakama mko around.
Yeah.
You know? So what was the type of lesson that you took from, you know? So you love the experience. Now that you look back, what was the type of experience, lesson that you took from that?
Probably the biggest lesson that I've learned is the fact that more often than not, you meet people who have done something and they fail. They go to a business and an industry, they fail, and it's like, oh, don't do that business. That business is this and that, and oh, you're gonna lose your money. You try to do something, and they tell you, oh no, that business is always dead. Nobody does that anymore. They're just telling you their experiences, what they've had. They're just telling you that they've failed. It's not, because in every industry and in every business, there's somebody making billions and billions of dollars. There's somebody making millions and millions of dollars. So when somebody just comes and tells you, oh, don't do real estate because, oh, real estate is old and nobody does real estate. If you want, the new thing is cryptocurrency. That's how you make money. They just failed.
They just failed, yeah.
Or they don't know what they're talking about. So in any industry that you are interested in, just study it, learn what you can bring in, learn what's missing, develop the skill, and regardless on what the industry is, as long as you are disciplined and passionate about it, well, forget passion, as long as you're really disciplined and actually want to win, you will win.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually true. I would say even passion too, you need to be disciplined, number one, but passion will keep you going as well. Because when you love something, I don't like the word love. When you're passionate about something, I think you'll find a way to make it done.
Yeah.
And the problem about Africa when you to go now is you see someone doing something and you want to do it.
Yeah.
Like right now, the new trending things, tax.
Yeah.
Even people can't even spell their names. They want to do your tax.
Yeah. I've done taxes, by the way.
You do tax?
I've done taxes.
You've done tax?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do it, but I don't think I'm trustworthy like that.
I don't think I'm trustworthy. Well, see, I did taxes, but taxes wasn't for me. That's how I actually got money to buy my first van.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. I didn't see how I could scale it in the manner that I wanted. Again, this is back to me taking my own advice. It's not like, you can make money and you can scale and get into other financial, give other financial services. It's just, it's an industry where you do, you do it for a certain amount of time and then you gotta stop and do something else. And it just wasn't for me, I guess. I guess passion matters after all. But I did it for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Made decent money, but
okay, no.
After a while, I had to move on.
When you guys did, there was money. Now everyone doing. In the house, there's like 3-4 people doing it.
Yeah.
Who's gonna do for who? So, but to be fair though, I'm happy they're doing it.
Yeah.
At least they're doing it.
Yeah.
So hopefully it works out for them.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, let's go to what you're currently doing, right?
Yeah.
What are you currently doing?
Well, the long of the short of it is I'm a real estate agent and a real estate investor. So what that implies is I help people buy and invest in real estate, and I also do it myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna break those two apart. In terms of real estate, so you help people buy house.
Yes, I'm a licensed agent. Yes.
Is it buy or sell? Is there a difference?
Yeah, there's a difference. If you're buying, I'll help you, and if you're selling, I can sell for you.
Or you do both?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And how do you call the one who's selling? I mean, is that seller or
A seller? Yes, sellers. Yeah.
okay?
Seller,
And the
yeah.
buyer, seller and
Yeah.
buyer.
Seller and buyer. Yes.
What is the industry terms?
We usually just call them seller or buyer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, first of all, how? Because that's not the industry most of us. I'm not gonna say African because
Yeah.
that's gonna be too generalized. As
Yeah.
Swahili speakers, we're not into that industry a lot. How did you find yourself into that?
It's actually an interesting story. When I first started of real estate as a career, I did not actually know about all these different parts of the industry. I think I saw a video once on YouTube, of a guy talking about how to invest, teaching how to invest in real estate, fix and flip, how to do fix and flips. And, I watched their video, but it didn't connect because I didn't understand most of what he was saying. The language barrier, my English wasn't so good. And also, when you've never been exposed to something before, obviously, everywhere in the world they have houses and stuff.
Yeah.
But when they are bringing in all these terms that you don't understand, it's like, okay.
It's a foreign to you.
Yeah, it's foreign to you. So I got interested in it. I knew that, okay, yeah, I can build houses and sell them, or I can, I knew that at that moment, I knew that I wanted to do something like that. So I tried to learn more, and the more I learned, I realized that I know nothing at all. And at some point, I realized I came across the idea of being a licensed agent to help other people sell and buy houses. Because initially, I wanted to be the one buying, building the houses. That was the vision. However, obviously, you need money. But, at the time, that's what I thought. Now, I know that you can use other people's money and stuff like that. But at the time, that's what I thought. So I thought, the best way to do it is I'll go buy and sell help other people buy and sell, and I'll learn about the industry. The main thing I wanted to do was to learn about the industry so I can get back to doing what I wanted to do in the first place, which is me building and selling and stuff like that. So it was definitely a long journey, but I started off simply by being curious and wanting to learn more about the industry. That's how I went and got my license, because that was the cheapest way to get in it. So I figured, okay, I'll go get my license, paid a few $100, and went to school, got my license, and got in it.
Okay. Before you got your license, was there like a mentor, someone specifically gave you the direction, or you just read online? Wow, how was the process for you to go get your license?
Oh, yeah, there was definitely a mentor, YouTube.
Oh wow! So you learned on YouTube.
Well, I didn't learn on YouTube. I didn't get my license on YouTube, but I learned. I learned about real estate on YouTube. The things like how to be a real estate agent, how to be a real estate investor, and those kind of stuff. I learned on YouTube. At the time, I didn't know anyone that was doing it. So when I got in it, that's when I started finding people that were doing it and got closer to them. And
after you got your license.
After I got my license, and after I got employed, that's when I started looking for people who were actually doing it. At first, because I think the first year I held my license, I didn't sell nothing. The second year, I think I only did like 2 sales. So
no, I like that. You know why? Because we have so much excuse why you're not doing it.
Yeah.
People forget that you can go on YouTube. I started editing on YouTube.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I had an idea of opening a podcast back in 2020.
Yeah.
Before I started truck.
Yeah.
But I had no idea. I didn't even know where I'm gonna get a microphone, how does it work. But a YouTube, you know, so kwa yule yote ambaye iko na idea of whatever you want to do, YouTube provides you with everything. Yes, it's not complete information, but it'll give you an idea of where you're going, you know?
Exactly.
And that's how, especially this young man, you know, you got to find YouTube. Don't just go on Instagram, TikTok and watch booties.
Yeah.
I mean, they're useful, you know, to release stress. But if you want to do something with your life, go on YouTube. Find people who are doing it.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be you gotta read a book. If you're still into books, that's good for you.
Yeah.
But I know everyone now watch videos.
Yeah. Yes.
Instead of you spending another 100 hours a year to listen to Diamond Platinum, which is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Take at least 25 of those hours and invest in yourself and watch some really, really, really good YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, definitely. You can learn a lot from YouTube. You know, a lot comes down to now will. I think will is overrated, but discipline. If you have because there's a lot of distractions these days. You know, there's a lot of screens. It's unnatural for human to have that much access to entertainment. The level of entertainment that we have today is, I wouldn't say it's healthy for anybody. So one has to be willing to turn those stuff up and actually consume content that helps them grow, whatever it is that they're interested in. If they're interested in learning about a particular business or anything that you're interested in, rather than just simply staying glued on a screen for entertainment, you know, which is really hard to do considering that most of these stuff, they are readily available on your phone,
yeah,
TikTok and Instagram Shorts. Why not?
yeah, you have to be interested.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, sometimes I'm guilty of it. Sometimes I'll spend like, God, 3 hours. I'm just scrolling. Then I have to ask myself, what am I doing?
Yeah, I recently just deleted both my Facebook and Instagram for, you know, I usually take some time off because for some reason, man, I guess that's another thing I can touch on as far as I said discipline. For the most part, the thing is that discipline is misunderstood. People think of discipline in terms of ability to do what you need to do, but never in terms of the environment. It's really not the person there who, it's the environment. If you want to change, if you want to be disciplined, you don't need to, if you start by trying to force yourself into doing something, you're always gonna lose. You start first by changing your environment. So like for me, just a few days ago, I got off TikTok and Instagram, just a few days, so I can only focus on the things that I have to do. I'm learning about videos and podcasts, and I'm also learning on how to build ground up construction apartments. So that's what I'm focused on right now. So right now, I'm trying to make sure that all the time I have free, I don't get distracted by scrolling on TikTok. Instead of fighting my own conscience, I'm simply just removing the distraction out the way so I can focus on the things that I need to focus on.
Yeah, and that's it. Back to real estate. When you got your license, you start getting to industry. I know you said the first year you didn't sell anything. The second year you sold like 2 or 3. What was the most challenge that you faced that you were not aware of? That for someone who's thinking about starting getting into the industry, you can help them prevent by, if they listen to you, they'll be able to prevent those mistakes.
Well, there's always learn curve when you start a new journey. But for me, the biggest one was something I learned about myself that I was not expecting. You see, I always thought myself as what's the word for it? I always thought myself as extrovert, a person who's just naturally extrovert. But to my surprise, after I got into the industry, it's sales, I learned that you can be both extrovert and introvert.
Introvert.
So and also different languages can invoke different sides of you. So I grew up in when I was in the camp. For the most part, I spoke Swahili, and also in the camp, I kind of did a little bit of sales, but that's way back. And I just whether it was like. I just had kind of like what I thought of was natural charm, whether it's talking to girls, whether it's sales. But when I started doing it and I was doing it in English, I realized it didn't come
It didn't come as natural like that.
And so that's something that I found out about myself. And for a while, I got discouraged because I thought, oh man, I can't make it in this industry because, I'm not who I thought I was. I'm not extrovert enough to make it. Then I learned a valuable lesson, which is that, well, you do not have to be an extrovert to do sales in particular or any business really, because there are always other people who are also introverted and they will relate more to you than they will relate to somebody who's
else. Super extrovert.
Yeah, they're super extrovert and just always excited and always has a lot of energy, and they may be off-putting for them, and it may be easier for you. So I started to learn that as I went and realized, oh, okay, and naturally just start to come back to understanding that, okay, I can switch it off and on.
That's good, man. I'm glad you stick with it because now you're about to help us.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you're about to help us. So to a lot of Africans now, we're actually getting serious buying houses.
Yes.
Back in the day, most of our parents used to be like, oh, we cannot buy here, sio kwetu.
Yeah.
Tutarudi Afrika sisi, we cannot buy here, we don't belong here. Auzaji kwa watu. And that's why most of them build in Africa.
Yeah.
Before they can build here.
Yeah.
But now, our generation, we're changing that.
Yeah.
Or some of our parents actually, they're changing that too.
Yes.
So how does the process work? If somebody want to start buying a house, I want to start buying a house, I don't know where to start. How can that process go? Where can I start? What do I need to consider before?
I think the first thing that you...
What is the first things I need to consider, all right, before I can even think of buying a house?
That's an interesting question that I actually run into quite a lot. It's not as easy to answer because it's not a one-size-fits-all. It's one of those things where one has to consider their why and their what. What I mean by that is, why do you want to buy, and what is it that you want to buy, right? Because some people, you can either look at it as an investment or you can just look at it as a house, which is depending on how you look at it as, and depending on what circumstance, what situation you're in, it can mean a lot of different things for a lot of people. But if you've decided that I want a home, I want to buy a property, the general answer is, where you start is by first and foremost finding a person to guide you through their process. Usually a real estate agent. Find the first thing that people want to tell you is to go to a bank and get pre-approved. But the problem is, when most people go to a bank, they may get denied and then they stop there. But when you go to an agent, based on where you are, they may then inform you that, oh, this particular bank may not qualify you, but this particular lender may qualify you. And then, information is key. So getting a person to guide you through their process, which is the first step of getting connected to a licensed real estate agent. And then they can connect you with lenders who may be able to help you.
Okay. That's actually good because yeah, I've always heard, oh, check it with your bank first to see if you
Yeah,
can get pre-approved.
yeah.
And yeah, so
I've met a lot of people who, I went to my bank and they denied me, so I'm gonna buy next year. I'm like, okay, sure, but usually most of the big bank usually have higher quality, higher requirements because their money aren't into
yeah,
selling $400,000 house, $300,000 house. They're dealing with,
millions of
they're
dollars.
dealing with billions and
Yeah.
trillions of dollars all around the world. You go to chess, it's like they're banking for countries. They're not really too impressed with your three hundred
Little
dollar
200.
business. So if one little thing is off, they're just gonna tell you, yeah, you're not qualified, and then they'll send you your way. But a true lender who's actually um, their job is to uh, do mortgages, they're gonna tell you if you're not qualified, they're gonna tell you why and how you get qualified. Whereas your local banker will just give you a paper and tell you you're not qualified and
So
send you your way.
let's say as a customer, I come to you and I say, hey Jay, I'm looking for a house for family, 3, 4 bedroom. Let's just say 3 bedroom because it's more common.
Yeah,
I'm trying to start a family, or I have a family.
yeah.
What was the first question would you ask me, or what was the first thing you're gonna want to know from me?
Well, first I want to know the things that you just told me, which is that you have a family, and um, uh, I ask a lot of different questions depending on how. Well, if it was you, let's say it's a person that I don't know.
Yeah.
The main things that I want to know is where they are at and where they're trying to get, and the reasoning why they're trying to buy a house, and what kind of house they're trying to buy, and those sort of things. But the general things is, you know, to see how to qualify you is how long you've been working where you're working, um, how much of a house you're trying to buy, and we can figure that out if you don't know, and what kind of job you have. Are you a business owner? Are you an employee? Stuff like that. But generally, the focus for me is usually knowing my clients. That way, I can personalize the way that I'm able to help them. I want to understand your level of knowledge of, real estate, the buying process. I want to understand. I want to understand where you are and where you're trying to get. That way, I can be able to have a personalized road to actually getting home.
Do you ever turn down someone because you check the information? You're like, nah, this won't go through it. I'm not gonna waste time.
Um, That's something I wanted to admit on camera, but we're here. You asked, so yes, I have turned down clients, and unfortunately, I've turned down clients because there's something about um, us Africans where, man, I had to say negative things about us Africans because
I mean, that's a
it
reality,
feel,
though.
it starts to feel like self-hate. But there's something about us Africans, especially the older generations, when they're older than you or they've been here in the States longer than you, they think they know more than you. So they don't, I don't know if they don't comprehend or don't accept the ideas of profession. I'm a professional real estate agent. I tell you, hey, you need to give me 2 years of W-2s. Oh, and they're like, oh, no, 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 no. I know I don't need that because I've been here 10 years and, so forth and so on and so forth and so on. Or you try to tell them, oh, you don't need to put 20% down. I can help you even if you have only 3% down. Oh, if you want, I can show you a way to get a home with 0% down. And, they tell you how they know a friend and they bought a house and, they put 20% down. You can't buy a house without putting 20% down. And, so there are people like that.
We like to go with Nilisikia.
Yeah, Nilisikia. And, not only that, the idea of the fact when they've been here longer than you in the States, they think they know more than you. Or when they older than you, they think they know more than you. And it's like, okay,
Okay.
you know.
Okay. One of the complaint I had with people, it's not had, it's I've heard a lot,
Yeah.
like more than I want to know, was people buying house they can't afford,
Yeah, that's a big problem these days.
and they never blame themselves. They always blame the person who look fund them house.
Yeah.
So in this case, we blaming you
Yeah.
because when they got a house, they got told the house will be 2,500, will be 1,800,
Yeah.
but they don't factors other things. Do you guys, first of all, why do you think that happened? And do you guys make them aware that different thinking factors can change your mortgage price?
Yeah.
Okombele.
Yeah, so my main focus, that's actually a legitimate complaint that I hear, and they're not wrong, because for the most part, when I've heard that complaint, it has been an issue of language barrier, but it also has been an issue of the fact that we real estate agents are salespeople. Whether a person is a buyer's agent or seller's agent, they are salespeople. So they are trying to sell you something. Now, how people approach that is different. My approach is to want to educate my clients and actually help them, in which I factor in the fact that especially when I'm dealing with my people in my community, that they understand very little about this process. Not only they understand very little, they don't understand the language in those documents. So I put a document in front of them to sign. I try to translate it for them so they understand that, oh, okay, yeah, it says here this is how much you're gonna pay, but this is principal. There's also what's called interest. There's taxes. There's insurance. All those things. I give them that number. It's like, okay, the first thing I like to ask is where do you want to be per month? How much you want to pay every month? And if they say, okay, they want to pay a thousand every month, I know they mean 1,000 including all those other things. And if it's somebody who doesn't, if they only mean the principal, I explain to and make sure that they actually understand those things. So yeah, most of those complaints are a result of either the language barrier or simply, it's sales. It happens. It's
I
sales.
mean, yeah, I understand, and I've never blamed you guys.
Yeah.
But again, talk about getting wage. You learn as you go.
Yes.
So, how about to ask this question? So, let's say I'm trying. The way I'm trying to ask this question is, so first of all, okay, let's just skip. I will come back to that question. What is the difference between buying a new house and old house?
That's a good question. Well, for the most part, obviously, a house that's old, it's old, and a house that's new is newer, so you have warranty, you have all those sort of things. And, everything is new in the house, so you you can count on not having that
Issue
much
for a while.
repairs for a while. But that doesn't mean there isn't any pros or cons to that. As an agent, I don't advise people to go one way or the other. I know there's some agents that do, but personally I don't. And the reason I don't is because there's some people who look at it, who have a perspective of the fact that an old house that has uh, uh, existed for 50 years, it'll go 50 more
More,
years.
yeah.
A new house, the main things about new house, the main thing about homes, the main costly thing is, foundation, roof, and stuff like that. A new house, you don't know how the roof, how the foundation, if the foundation are going to move in the next 10 years. If the foundation hasn't moved within 10 years, we can reasonably say that
It's
it's
not
gonna
gonna
go for
move.
the next. It's
Yeah.
not gonna move.
Yeah.
But the new house, the risk is that you might have foundation issue, but there's no way to tell when it's brand new.
But don't you have a warranty for that?
Yeah, there's some warranty, but sometimes the new houses, they have it in a way that things that are like that likely to happen, they're not really covered, or the deductibles are very high. So
No, okay.
yeah, so you gotta look into the language and what's covered and what's not covered in your property. Um, so I wouldn't say that one way is better than the other. I think it's more so preference,
Does the
and
price
and
also?
knowledge.
Does the price play as well? Is it cheaper to buy old house, or is it cheaper to buy new house? Or it doesn't matter?
It depends on the condition, the size, the location. Real estate is location,
The
location.
location.
Because one part of time you could find a brand new house for like, let's say in my market, you could find a brand new house for like 350. In the other part of town, you could find an old house, same size, for 500,000. So it's location.
And when you mean location, do you mean like a neighborhood or zip code? So a neighborhood is
Yeah.
zip code, right? I think so. Is it?
Not necessarily, but yes, those sort of things. There's the schools nearby, where you have access to, the markets nearby. There's the hood, there's the nicest part of town. Stuff like that.
So if I'm looking for the house and I've never bought house before, what sort of question should I be asking the person who's helping me?
Ah, that's a good question. Wasn't prepared for that one. Well,
I mean, you've seen a lot of houses. Sometimes you want to ask people question like,
yeah,
there's a question that you've seen it, and
yeah,
I don't know if they've asked you, but you like curious, like, man, him study because I remember when we bought house, the first thing I was checking was my house. Within 3 years, come study. I was like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I tried to get a warranty to fix it, and they kept saying they're coming till we ran out of, you know.
Yeah.
So-
you bought a new construction?
It was new construction.
Who did you buy through?
I don't remember, but
Yeah.
yeah. But again, I didn't know
Yeah.
when my family were going through all that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was to look for, what to ask, or anything. It's just like when you buy your first car, you
Yeah.
really have no idea, how your brand. You just look in your car is red.
it's-
That's what you're looking
yeah.
for. It's clean inside.
Yeah.
That's it. So, what is the type of question? Because I want to check a house, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I'm asking this, I want to check this house. Beautiful house, 3 garage, 5 bedroom, amazing.
Yeah.
Then I don't mind telling person I don't know.
Yeah.
I say, hey, I've never do this. What is the most common question they ask you?
Well, if you're referring to ask the agent, the kind of agent you want to hire.
Yeah, about the house though.
Oh, okay. What to look for in the house? What
Yeah.
to look for in the house? Oh, okay, okay. Well, man, that's a personalized thing. It depends exactly. Do you have family? You want to look at the size. You want to look at the neighborhood. You want to know about the taxes, and obviously, most important, you gotta do inspection. You gotta pay an inspector, and you gotta do the inspection, and you gotta have your agent or the inspector go through the inspection, part by part with you. That way, you know exactly, especially if they find anything that's wrong, that's not up to par. You want to know about it, and you want to know what it'll cost to fix it. Do they evaluate it to be, is it something that
And can you
cost them money.
negotiate the expense in case unless when they find something wrong, whatever? Because sometimes you can find something wrong, but it's not something you find you turn down the house.
Yeah,
Because once you love the house
yeah,
or the car, it's like
yeah,
you already love it. So
yeah.
you have to figure out how can I fix this. So when you can you factor the cost into negotiation when you're buying a house?
Oh, yes, most definitely. So when you buy a house, you make an offer and you get an inspection period. In that inspection period, whatever it is that they're giving you the inspection period. That way you can find whether if there's something wrong with the house. You can either decide to like, okay, I don't want this house and I'm gonna walk away, or you can ask the sellers to fix it or to reduce the price. So that way you can be able to fix it or to give you credit. And that's why a good agent will tell you those things and will give you that information. Um, like I've bought a house before. I've bought a house before where we've had to either reduce the price or have
Then fix it.
sellers fix things. So it happens all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a question on the other. You say you're an investor as well, but I'm a I love land.
Land.
I'm
Okay. Yeah.
sucker for land.
Yeah.
When I look property, I don't think about the house.
Yeah.
I look about the land.
The land.
You
Yeah.
know the how's the process to buy land? Is it different from buying house?
Slightly, but not quite. It's the same. With land, you want to do a server and stuff like that, depending on what kind of land you're buying. But the process is pretty much
Same.
similar. Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Okay.
You, if you're using a loan, you get your loan, you get pre-approved. You go walk the properties. You inspect the property, and yeah, the process is the same.
Okay. Okay. So okay. Yeah, I don't know, for some reason I love
Land. Well, yeah.
I
I
like
mean,
to
there's a reason for it. The way I look at it is, property, the land in itself. If you don't own a piece of land, then you own nothing.
yeah.
'Cause, property
Because
will
they don't
always
make
be
it
there.
those.
Yeah, it will always be there. You own a part of the world. It's like so.
Okay. Okay. Um Also, the other thing I discovered when I was looking for land, you can buy a piece of land and not own it, the underneath mineral, whatever is underneath.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. How does I don't know if you ever deal with this side of land, where someone is selling, say, I'm selling my land,
Hmm.
but I want to keep everything behind. So if they have
Yeah.
gas, if they have water, they have anything, they want to
Yeah.
keep it. Do you ever deal with something like that? And how do you negotiate to make sure you own the
Yeah.
underneath of whatever? I think there's a term for it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So having the rights to the minerals on a property, generally speaking, when you buy a property, you own, at least in America, you own everything on the
Underneath.
ground and
Yeah.
everything up. So that's an exception usually when people just want to keep those rights. But in general terms, when you just buy, it's assumed that once you own that property, you own everything. It's yours. It belongs to you. But sometimes, you come across people who want to make sure, who kind of, either they know there's something under there, or they want, just in case there's something under there found down the line,
Yeah.
they didn't miss out on the
They
great
didn't miss.
opportunity. So they want to put that clause in to say, okay, I'm selling the property, but I'm keeping the rights to anything that's on the property, any valuable commodity that may be on the property.
And then you think buyer should agree to that term?
Personally, I wouldn't if
Okay.
I'm buying the property. But it depends. You might find a property somewhere when you already know that if you already know what's under there, and you don't really care for it. You're like, okay, let's say there's already some type of company that's bought the rights to. Usually they own the
Yeah.
property too.
Yeah.
So in most cases, it's buyers who don't want to lose the opportunity. It's owners who don't want to lose the opportunity just in case there's something under
Yeah.
there. So I wouldn't agree to it.
Okay.
And I wouldn't advise anyone to.
Um would you advise? What would you prefer, renting or buying?
Although I'm an agent, you'd think I'll just tell people to buy, but no, I think it's more so depends on where you're at in life. Because if I think you should only buy when you ready to commit and settle down and be like, okay, either you're looking at it from a sentimental value, a home for my family, or you're looking at it as an investment, because regardless on what, there's a lot of people who say, oh, nowadays will give advice not to buy property, but when you pay close attention, it's usually people who own apartments.
Property,
Yeah,
apartment,
they own
yes.
apartments.
So they want you to own for
so they
to rent
want,
from them,
yeah, they want to keep people from
buying it.
developing this idea of not buying. So, but generally speaking, when you're renting, you're just paying for service. When you rent, you're just simply, hey, I'm give me a service. Think of it as a hotel in the long term. So you're gonna give them money, they're gonna give you their place to sleep, and then you know you're gonna move on, and all the money is gone. But when you buy, there's a certain level of sentimental value that at times can't really be valued even in money, right? So in money terms, you can look at it as an investment, um, which personally I think it is, because regardless on how you try to flip the coin, I've met so many people who now in their ages of retirement, they had a big house and kids, and then they get to that point, okay, they sell the house, they get some extra money, to, to take care of themselves and downgrade or leave something to their children, and all those things you can't just simply dismiss them because, oh, I want to rent somewhere so I can be able to move somewhere else when I want to.
Yeah.
Well, if that's more valuable to you, then you know.
Also, when you buy, you're building an equity.
Yeah,
Like I said, but also I agree. If you're not ready to settle down, you shouldn't buy because it's not easy to sell a house.
yeah.
You know,
Well, it depends. I wouldn't say it's not easy to sell a house because sometimes it's not easy to get out of your contract. You get out
yeah,
of your rental contract, and it affects your credit, and it affects you for a long time.
that's
So,
true. That's
but
true.
not the same as not the same, obviously, not the same as getting a foreclosure, but
Okay, we're running out of time. But before, I don't know if you've dealt with this. I know a lot of Africans would understand refinance. Can you give us just a little bit? I know.
yeah.
I mean, give us what is a refinance
Oh.
for those who don't understand finance, and how can people apply in term when it comes to the mortgage?
Yeah, well, I'm not a lender. I'm not, really qualified to give advice on it. So whatever I'm saying,
It's just a it's just opinion.
information and
Yeah.
entertainment purposes.
By the way,
only.
this is not a
Financial
financial
advice.
advice. We are
I'm
just
an
here.
agent, but I'm not your agent.
Yes.
So I don't represent you.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as refinance just means that you are getting rid of the old loan, getting a new loan, and with that gives you an opportunity to get new terms. Whether the new terms means lower interest, which reduce your monthly payment, or you are also using some of the equity that you've gained over the years, getting cash out. That's what we call cash out refinance. Usually popularly used in rental. People who buy rentals, they buy and then do what's called a cash out refinance.
Oh, so they'll take cash out of the.
Yeah, so the way that works, let's say, uh, in general, let's say for simple terms, you buy a house, say you bought a house in 2020, and you bought a house, let's say for easy numbers, we say you bought a house for 100,000, and you put a down payment, let's say 10,000, you got 90,000, right? You got a loan for 9,000 that you're paying on, and you've been paying on it. Now let's say you're at 70,000. That's what you have left. Now the house has gone up. Let's say the house now is worth, let's say, 200. Now you can go and refinance the house, let's say at 80%. 80% of 200 is what, 160.
160.
Yeah, so they can give you that loan for 160, pay off the 70,000, and that difference right there. After you do some closing costs, because it's a new loan, they're gonna charge you some fees for giving you their loan. Let's say you have like 150 left. The difference right there, you can get that money out and use it, whether to start a business or invest in
Or to
something,
buy another house.
or to buy another house, something
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what refinance allows you to do.
Man, I appreciate it for your time. Is there anything that I should have asked in terms of real estate that you might think people should know this information?
I think something that people should know is the fact that it may seem simple, the fact that, especially in our community, the fact that you don't need to put 20% down or any money at all. I used to think that's, everybody knows that by now, but it turns out I
don't.
surprisingly meet a lot of people. And for the most part, when I talk to somebody for the first time, they think they got to come up with 20% down. And
They don't.
I always took for granted how many people knew that they don't have to put 20% down. So that's something that they got to know, that you don't have to put 20% down. And in some cases, you could get a house without putting any money down.
Information is power.
Oh, yeah.
Jay, man, I really do appreciate the fact that you got into these things.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope people will use you. We take for granted somebody who can relate it to us.
Yeah.
When someone is can relate to you, can give you more information because they know you, they know your situation.
Yeah, yeah.
When I look someone, I imagine that's my uncle, that's my aunt, that's my mom, that's my sister,
Yeah.
And I won't try to put them in a situation where I know they cannot.
Yes, yes, yes.
Of course, they will not like it, but at least they'll be able to know that information out there.
Yeah.
Let's take a little break and then we'll be wrapped. Guys, this conversation is going, is amazing. I've had an amazing guest, right?
Yeah.
And you are, like the way we started, I didn't see any aibu, like, it's like you're natural,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you've done a podcast before. If you haven't, you should do more.
Okay, that's good to know.
You
I
should do
appreciate
more
that.
because you're natural, speakers. You have more knowledge. I think society will be benefits to hear from you. Sometimes we always think like, I don't have nothing to say, but we do, and that's why I started podcast.
Yeah.
I noticed I've always want to have conversation with people.
Yeah.
And off the phone, you, Malik, one time with me and Malik had a conversation about land. I don't know if you remember, it was this party somewhere. And I was like, wow. Imagine that conversation was on camera.
Yes.
So we always have something to say that can benefit our community, the world in general. But we don't never think we are the one that we should be delivering that message.
Yeah.
But we are.
Yes.
There's a reason why you are here at this moment, So I want to thank you for just taking your time, come and teach me in general. I'm always happy to learn new information. So I appreciate that.
Yes, most definitely.
We talk about a lot of things. First of all, let's go back to our relationship. What advice would you want to give this youngster?
I don't know if I'm in a position to give advice to youngster, but if there's an advice that I can give to the 20-year-old or the 16-year-old me, would be
get more hoes? You didn't get enough? Or, you know, play a little
Yeah,
bit?
there's a place for that.
I think
There's a place for that.
I think you
I
did
think
enough.
that's something actually. It may sound like a joke to you. Well, not to you, but it may sound like a joke to people. But I think every young man should go through
That face. Whole
that
face.
phase of. It's not about hoes. I think going through the uh, moment of knowing how to speak to women, getting women, connecting with women, and stuff like that. Whether that happens in one at a time or 10 at a time, but every man should have that experience at least before they get into a committed long-term relationship.
Do you still talk to any of your exes?
uh, no, no.
No. Not even hi. I hope you're doing well. Because I know a
If I
couple.
did, I wouldn't say on camera.
Because I know a couple of them that got married.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, do you? And I was like, I went to one personal wedding. I was like, this girl used to be with Jay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder if he sent a congratulation text.
Yeah. I mean, at one point or another, I have talked to some of my exes, but currently, no. I have no idea where they're at.
That's a good political answer. That answer just saved your marriage. So, but no, I look at this. Ex is somebody who knew me before
Yeah.
I was a different person.
Yeah.
And I don't look at them as enemies, and I don't believe in just never talk to them. Of course,
Yeah.
there's a kind of conversation has to be respectful.
Yeah.
But they're the people that knew you when you were
Yeah.
15, 16, 17, 20.
Yeah.
And you appreciate, over time, you appreciate the experience.
Yeah. Yes.
You're
Yes.
like, man, sometimes I want to kind of say, I'm gonna feel when I used to be with 16. I'm like, can you believe it? What nakutana hapa tunafanya hivi? And they're like, yeah, I was so stupid. But at that time, it was real love.
Yeah.
So, is if you get time to wish them happy birthday, hopefully you do. Just like I said, I'm not what is somebody in the United financial advisor?
Yeah.
I'm not a relationship advisor.
Yeah.
So if you get beat up by your wife, so
Yeah.
don't say it was me. But again, it's be a great journey,
Yeah.
business wise and real estate for youngster who are trying to get in, or woman,
Yeah.
what advice do you have for them? And what warning should they look out for?
My advice is to just start. Don't wait for the perfect time. There's no perfect time. Just start. Just do it. Just go ahead and start doing it. You will learn more in the process and in the failing than you will learn by waiting for the perfect time. In fact, if you wait for the perfect time, you will never start. So any business venture any idea that you have, just go ahead, do it. And even if you fail, on the other side, you come out a better. Well, let me not use better. You will come out more knowledgeable than before. You either know that you're not meant for it, or you will know that you can apply this knowledge somewhere else, and you are meant for it.
And try to avoid the mistake you made, like the one we were talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
You find yourself, maybe
Yeah,
that was
exactly. It's a skill. You learn it's a skill.
Yeah.
At first, you think, oh, you ask them these questions. Everybody comes and they present themselves great. So it's another level of skill to know that people are to say this, but you gotta kind of base. They say don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Trust me, you should.
For people who might want to use you, because just by listening to you, I'm like, if I ever want to buy a house, I should look for Jay.
Yeah.
Where should I find you? Do you have social media? I know you talk about trying to delete, taking a break from social media, but how can they find you?
Excuse me. The best place to find me is going on Google, typing in J Wigenza, and you find my Google page there, and you'll be able to contact me through there. You either have my direct line on there or my email, and you can reach me through that. Oh, although in recent years I've switched more so into helping people with investments, whether rental properties or fix and flips. That's what I've been focusing on more. But even if you are just buying a residential property, a house to live in, it's per circumstance I can help you, or I can direct you in the right direction.
Okay. Do you have like a business number that someone might? So some of us would not tech savvy.
Yeah.
We just want to call you like, hey, can you help with this? What is there a phone number?
Yes.
I mean, if it's not private,
Yeah,
then
I don't know my business number off the top of my head. So the only number I have
we'll
off
put
the
on
top
the
of my head
screen. We'll put on the
is my
screen.
personal number, and I
Yeah.
can put it on.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're a person number. Yeah. I appreciate, man. I appreciate for coming. I appreciate for what you're doing. Proud of you. Keep doing your thing. Be a good fathers, good husband. Brothers, the son of the community. We appreciate you. Full office always home. I always tell you every time we talk,
Yeah.
come forward, man. Let's come forward.
But yeah, DFW is
I
always home.
wish I got invited,
Yeah.
but I still didn't get invited today. I'm gonna just go home, drink my coffee, and go to sleep.
Hey, I appreciate
man,
you for
I
having me,
appreciate-
man. It's been a great conversation. Let's do it again.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
Man. By the way, make sure you subscribe to Afroqast. Also, you can find them on social media as well.
Yes. And next time, let's talk about geopolitics.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
I love that part. So make sure you go to Afroqast on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram as a promise. I'm on Facebook as CJ King Juniors, and on TikTok you can look for Afroqast, and we'll be there. Till next time, guys. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.